What's up, guys? I'm LQ. This is the LQ Review. Thank you so much for joining me here on my YouTube channel. This is where I like to talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff that I just love to talk about. Movies, video games, comic books, TV shows. If it's nerdy, if it's geeky, I love to talk about it here. And yeah, you know what? I was kind of on my little vacation, and I wasn't doing any YouTube videos when Survivor, the Winners at War season finale aired. And I know it's well past the time to be doing this, but since I have a review up for every episode of Survivor Winners at War, I'm going to go ahead and do a video for this Winners at War finale, even though that was a couple weeks ago now. So overall, overall, Winners at War was a good season, not great. And I know that Jeff likes to postulate and say this is the best season ever. You know, Winners at War, it was too predictable for me to really say it was the greatest season ever. You know, the first half of the season was all about the old schoolers getting taken out because they were outnumbered. It really is what it comes down to. They were outnumbered and they got taken out. There was some very good gameplay late into the season, but there was also some kind of bonehead things that people did. Like Ben's conversation with Sarah was kind of bonehead. Sarah not listening to Tony there at the end with Natalie's idol, that was kind of bonehead. So there was some bonehead stuff that happened, but there was also some very great gameplay, mostly centered around Tony. By the way, Tony's one of my favorite players of all time. Boston Rob is my all-time favorite player. You know, Russell is up there. I know a lot of you love to hate Russell, but I love Russell. Parvati's up there, and yeah, Tony's up there. So I was really excited when Tony went deep into this game, and I'm even more excited that he won it. You know, I look at Boston Rob, Parvati, they both went pretty early, and that was kind of a bummer to me. But seeing Tony in there kind of salvaged the season a little bit. But it's not a great season. It's a good season. There was some really good storylines in this season. But it was just too predictable and too many great players not coming to play. There are too many great players in this game that really didn't show up to play. And that was kind of frustrating. So let's talk about the Edge Challenge. I hated everything about it. I did. I hated everything about the Final Edge Challenge. And I understand that they introduced fire tokens, and they had to find a way to make fire tokens relevant in this season. But the whole idea of giving the first person who got voted out, Natalie had more time than anybody to collect fire tokens. So of course she has more fire tokens than everybody else. Even though I'm not taking away the fact that she was a beast in the challenges. She was a beast in the challenges. But of course she has more than everybody else. She was the first one voted out. She had more opportunity. She had more ability to, she had a longer time to learn the way the Edge is played. She was the master of the Edge, partially because of her physical ability, but partially because she was just the one who was there from the beginning. I hated it. I hated the idea of her having 3 advantages. Hated it. Now, Natalie's not one of my favorite players ever. In fact, I really didn't care for her in her season. What was it, San Juan del Sur? I really didn't care for her in her season. And yeah, I would have rather seen Boston Rob or Tony or Parvati or anybody almost get back into the game. But it just wasn't fair. There's nothing fair about that challenge. There's nothing fair about it. That was having that many advantages is like, of course she won. Of course she got her way back in. I don't know. Edge of Extinction really bothers me. I want to do a video about Edge of Extinction because it really bothers me. Redemption Island doesn't bother me. It doesn't. It's not my favorite, but Redemption Island has the finality. You know, you have the duels, you lose the duel, you're out. There's no finality in Edge of Extinction. Everybody's in the game until the end. Yay! I don't like the Edge. It was nice at the edge of extinction, though, hearing everybody's kind of their exit speech, especially given the fact that there was no reunion show. Since there was no reunion show, it was nice that Jeff took that time to ask everybody what the Survivor experience meant to them. Now, if there was a reunion show, yeah, maybe that would have been edited out. But given the fact that there wasn't, I really felt it was appropriate to leave it in there. So you had Natalie gets back into the game. And you got Tony, who's got a plan to throw the votes on Denise just in case Natalie has an idol, and then she'll play the idol, and it'll be for nothing. And Denise will go out, and Natalie they will flush Natalie's idol. Nobody listened to him. Nobody listened to him. Sarah, that's why you lost. Because you didn't listen to Tony. If Sarah had listened to Tony, the final three, I believe, would have been Tony, Sarah, and Ben. But Sarah did not listen to Tony, so Tony and Ben both had to waste their idols to make sure that they weren't the ones being voted out. And then, of course, Denise goes. So that was Sarah's fault. That was Sarah's fault. Now, did Ben quit? Something I see a lot online. Like, I don't think people really understand the meaning of the word quit when people say that Ben is a quitter. He didn't quit. He did not quit. I don't understand. Like, I read people saying Ben is a quitter now. Ben will never get invited back. He's a quitter. Ben quit. Ben gave up. No. No. That was not a quit. That was I know I'm at my wit's end. I know that I probably will be voted out next. I'm going to salvage a friendship here. And he explains that. He explains that well. So it wasn't a quit. He got voted out. He got voted out. That's not a quit. If Sarah had voted for somebody else instead of Ben, Ben would have still been in the game. He got voted out. It's not a quit. And I did not like Ben this season. I liked him in his first season, but I didn't like him in this season because he voted out Boston Rob. So, of course, Natalie wins immunity, and obviously she was going to pick Michelle because Michelle didn't do anything the whole game. So she's going to pick Michelle, and Sarah and Tony are going to have to face each other in the fire challenge. And I remember watching it live on TV. Not live, but in its original run. And I remember telling my wife, I said, whoever wins this fire challenge wins the game. I stand by that. I stand by whoever won that fire challenge wins the game. And it was Tony, and he won the game. I believe wholeheartedly that if Sarah had won that fire challenge, she would have won the game because Michelle didn't do anything, and Natalie clearly made people mad on the edge. I mean, they've come out and talked about it. That since the season's been over, they've come out and said that she was kind of a butthead. So yeah, Sarah would have won, but she didn't win the fire making challenge, so Tony wins, which is great. Tony should have won that game. He was the best player. He deserved to win. Their fire duel was epic, but I'm glad that it played out the way it did because Tony deserved to win the entire season. He was the best player. He was heads and shoulders over everybody else as far as how good he owned that game. And he was also incredibly entertaining. Remember his ladder at the beginning of the season and his spy nest? That stuff's great. So yeah, I'm under the opinion that I believe Tony is the greatest player to ever play at this point. Just the way that he owned a game filled with winners, shamed them. Like, he shamed them. So many of them just did not play well at all. But yeah. So yeah, some players have said that they are retiring. Boston Rob, I'm retired. Sandra, I'm retired. Wendell, I'm retired. That's my daughter. I'll be right out, okay, baby? Okay. All these people saying that I'm tired, I'm retired. I call bullcrap. The second Jeff calls, you're back on the show. The only exception might be Ethan and Ethan and Amber. I don't think Amber has any interest in going back, and I don't think Ethan would either. any of the other ones, maybe not Yule either. Maybe not Yule. I have a feeling that Yule didn't. I have a feeling that Yule would not come back just for any reason. But I believe anybody else would come back in a heartbeat. Number one, they're kind of egomaniacs, and number two, they like the attention, and number three, it's in their DNA. Like, I believe wholeheartedly Rob would come back because he loves the game, and he loves the fact that the game has given him everything he has in his life. He said this a lot of times. So, yep. I don't know that we'll see all of them again, but I fully expect to see a bunch of them again, even though they're retired. I hate the Edge. I hate it. I hate the Edge of Extinction so much. I think it might have been appropriate for this season, and I think I've said that before in previous videos, but I hate the Edge. But it was a good season, not great. It was enjoyable, had some good storylines, very predictable until the end, a great winner. Good season. Good season. But it's not heroes versus villains. It's not Micronesia. It's not the best of the best. But it's a good season. So that's my take on Survivor Winners at War. What did you guys think of Survivor Winners at War? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. And as always, thank you so much for being here at the LQ Review, where we talk about all the geeky, nerdy stuff we love to talk about. Until next time, we'll see you later.